doing fine. How about you?
We'll call to order the City of Douglasville City Council Legislative Work Session for tonight, which is January the 28th. We have already had our invocation and our Pledge of Allegiance, so we'll go into announcements and presentations and then get on with the agenda. I'd like to welcome you to the City of Douglasville's Legislative Work Session. I'm Douglasville's Mayor, Rochelle Robinson. Tonight's meeting is being conducted in whole or in part by teleconference. Please permit me to confirm those council members who are anticipated to be on the agenda but are not presently in the council chambers. Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller, would you please respond in the affirmative, if you can hear me?
I am present, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Howard Estes, if you can hear me, would you please respond? Thank you.
I am present as well, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You are coming through loud and clear, and the rest of the council members are present. So this is an open meeting of the Douglasville Mayor and Council. It's being conducted by teleconference consistent with the official code of Georgia, annotated section 50-14-1G, due to emergency conditions involving public safety in order to mitigate the transmission of the coronavirus and to reduce the risk of COVID-19 illness. That code section, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows local governments to meet by teleconference in the event of an emergency, so long as means are afforded for the public to have simultaneous access to the teleconference meeting. For this meeting, we are convening partially by Zoom software as shown on the city's website, describing how the public may join, which is via YouTube media platform. All of the elected officials and staff are attending by teleconference, and interested members of the public are attending by live stream. The elected officials are teleconference or in person. So now I will go on with how we're going to conduct business tonight. As you know, we conduct our meetings by committee, and so if you are the chair of that committee, I'll ask you to give your name, Mayor Pro Tem or Councilman Estes, and then if it's your committee has business, if you would go forward with that. These are just general instructions for us. This is a work session where agenda items are presented for discussion and no official action will be taken on the items tonight. Official action will be taken on these items discussed tonight on next Monday. If the business any citizen wishes to speak on is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the agenda item comments from Citizens and Delegates section for you to discuss any other matters related to pending or potential city business, and you'll have 5 minutes to discuss that business. And if you would like to do that at the end of the meeting when we give that agenda item, please come forward and give your name and address at the microphone, and then you're permitted to speak for about exactly 5 minutes. Just a few more protocol items to go over, and then we can get into the meeting. I would ask that you please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. You'll receive a warning from the chair, and if you deviate from this requirement the second time, if you continue to do that, we'll ask that the chairman discontinue your opportunity to speak. Only one person speaking at a time. Please do not disrupt the meeting in any way, and I'll remind you that we're only required to take or accept public comments during required public hearings. Now, the agenda items will be handled as the following. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item. Then the person representing that item or applicant will make his or her presentation, and that will be the only opportunity that they have to present that information. Myself and council members will possibly ask questions to help us make our decision on next Monday. After that, the committee chair will ask for comments or statements from the audience. There is a maximum of 20 minutes for those in favor of the item and 20 minutes for those in opposition, and each person has 5 minutes to speak. In order to speak, a council member, if you're not present, we ask again that you would say your name and then your committee and then go ahead and speak. Do we have anyone signed up, Assistant City Manager, to speak? Okay.
No, Madam Mayor.
Thank you virtually. Thank you so much. Each person has one opportunity to comment on each item, no reappearances. This is not a meeting for questions and answers or debate. We're just here to receive information and deliberate and make our decision on Monday. And please address all of your comments to the chair. If you have any printed material, we ask that you would please hand that to our city clerk, Ms. Acker, and she's located in the rear to my right, your left, if you're sitting in the audience, and she'll be happy to take that and disseminate or distribute all that information to myself and the council members. So if you come forward, please give your name and address for the record again, and then you'll be permitted to speak. So now we'll move on with the agenda. They're printed either outside or they're on the screen in front of you. And our first committee is Economic Development Committee, and that's chaired by Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Economic Development Committee at this time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. We'll move on to Finance Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have one item tonight under Finance. Authorize the mayor to sign a construction agreement with Integrated Construction and Nobility Incorporated for the Willing Workers Park Renovation Project. Mr. Marcus Thompson is with us to answer any questions. And I believe there was also potentially a gentleman from the, I don't remember the name of the company that you can introduce.
Integrated.
GMC, yes, to discuss or answer any question. Mr. Thompson, go ahead.
Marcus Thompson, Project Manager, 6701 Church Street. Just wanted to inform you guys that the memo was corrected with the correct price.
Okay, great.
Are there any further questions that you guys had?
This is an item that we had discussed this afternoon with our finance director, with Mr. Thompson, with Mr. Travis Landrum, the Parks and Rec director, and with Coach Watts, the head of the Parks and Rec, the chair of the Parks and Rec committee. And the only thing that I requested in addition was, one of us had mentioned that it's been a while since we have seen an actual plan and a layout of all the improvements to be done. So we had requested that be included for our meeting on Monday for everyone to look at and just to refresh yourselves on actually the scope of work and everything that's planned for Willing Workers Park. It's exciting. I'll open the floor to see if there are any additional questions. I know we discussed this in our 5 o'clock committee's meeting. Do we have Mayor Pro Tem and Councilman Estes with us, correct?
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, do either of you have any other questions? Now you see the corrected numbers on the bid tab. Do you have any questions or comments?
Mr. Chair, yeah, thank you. There's a big difference between 200,000 and 2 million.
Yeah.
Sure. No, I would only mention that, yeah, I think that Integrated had done a very good job over at Mill Village Park. I think most everybody has probably seen it by now. So if we select them as the contractor for this part, I think we have some pretty good confidence that they'll do a good job. They certainly did it over at Mill Village.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Estes, what about you?
I agree with Mayor Pro Tem's comments, and I have no further questions or comments.
Okay, thank you. Any other question or comment concerning the item? If not, we'll take it up on Monday for a vote so that we'll have updated information and can review actually what will be done with those funds. Okay, seeing none, then I make, we're finished. That's all that we have under finance. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on then to item number 7, which is Housing and Community Affairs Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShun Danley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business under Housing and Community Affairs tonight.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I have a couple items.
Yes, sir.
And the first item A, adopt a resolution setting the date for the municipal general elections for the City of Douglasville to be Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, and directions the City Clerk to publish public notice of the elections, including office to be elected and polling places location. Ms. Ecker.
Oh, yes, Vicki Acker, City Clerk, 6695 Church Street. This is also one of the items that will be needed for the election, and we usually do a resolution setting the date for the municipal election. And so that's what this is. And it has a list of the polling locations and also the offices that will be elected.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions from the mayor and council? Thank you, Ms. Ecker. If there's no question from the mayor and council, I'd like, Madam Mayor, place this on the consent agenda for Monday.
All righty. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Does anyone have any concerns about this being on consent agenda? Can we do that, Ms. Littlefield?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, moving to item B, adopt a resolution providing that all candidates for the municipal office in the City of Douglasville municipal general elections on November 2nd, 2021 shall qualify for the candidacy as provided by law, with the City Clerk beginning Monday, August 16, 2021 through Wednesday, August 18, 2021, with the hours from qualifying each day between 9 a.m. and 12 and noon, and between 1 and the cutoff p.m. at 4:30, providing public notice of the same. Ms. Ecker, please.
Yes, Vicki Acker, City Clerk, 6695 Church Street. And this is also a resolution that will set the qualifying days for candidates to come in to fill out the affidavit to run for the offices that are up for election, which is Ward 1 and Ward 2, Post 1, Ward 3, Post 1, Ward 3, Post 2. And also it sets the times. This year we will only be doing it for 3 days, which will be August the 16th through the 18th from 9 a.m. to 4:30 with a lunch break from 12 to noon. Are there any questions?
Any questions, Council, Mayor, Council?
No, sir.
Okay.
I had a quick question. Is there a reason why we're changing from, what was it, 4 or 5 days previously to 3 days this year?
Yes, we are given the option. We do not have to do it for 5 days. We can do it from at least 3 days and no more than 5 days, and it's at the superintendent's choice. And unless you all object, that's what we would like to do.
Is that COVID related, or is it?
It's state law, isn't it?
It's the state law that says that we only have to do it for 3 days. We can.
No, I understand that. I just wondered why we had offered it more days in the past and we're reducing the number of days this year.
Well,
Is there something that motivated that change?
Yes, that does have an effect on it, yes.
Yeah, so Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, did you hear?
No, I couldn't hear that.
Yes, sir. It's a state law that's changed, and so they give municipalities the option and counties the option to go from 3 to 5 days. So it's a state law that gives you that option. And because they're only city elections, the superintendent opted to do 3 days.
Okay.
Because it isn't,
Okay.
county or a statewide election. It's just a city election.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Ms. Littlefield, so we can go 3 days if we like, just 3 days?
Yes, sir. You no longer have to do 5.
Okay, Ms. Eckers, I think we're going to go with 3 days if the council. Okay.
That's fine.
All right, I guess we better vote on this on Mondays.
Yes, sir. You don't.
Consider agenda that we only going to go 3 days, Ms. Eckers.
Consent agenda, everyone? That's
Consent
fine?
agenda for Monday.
Okay. Oh.
Thank
Alrighty.
you.
That's all I have now, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on to Personnel and Organization Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Personnel and Organization.
Thank you, Coach. We'll move on then to item number 10, which is Planning and Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're
We have
welcome.
a couple of items tonight. First one is to refer to the Planning Commission a proposed amendment to Articles 1, 2, and 12 of the United Development Ordinance, amending various provisions, including those regarding parameters for administrative variances. Ms. Williams is here to help us with that. Go ahead, Ms. Williams.
All right, Patrice Williams, Community Development Director, 6701 Church Street.
A couple rounds ago, you all heard from Ryan Anderson, our zoning administrator, along with Ms. Littlefield regarding this request. And so at this point, we're asking you to refer to the Planning Commission so it can come back to you for a vote if you're inclined to do so.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. I know we had discussed this and have had staff reports concerning it in the last couple of meetings, and this basically is the document that we would need in order to send it to the Planning Commission and then have it come back to us for a vote. Discussion, questions? Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, do you have any questions concerning the item?
No questions at this time, sir. Mr. Chair, thank you.
Councilman Estes?
I have no questions right now. Thank you, sir.
All righty, thank you. Seeing none, are there any other questions or comments of council? Is it possible that we place this on the consent agenda for a vote on, or for a vote on the consent agenda on Monday? Thank you. I would request that, please.
Yes, sir.
Next item, consider a request for final plat approval for the purpose of subdividing into 19 lots for 10.575 acres at Gatesville Parkway, land lot 637, District 1, Section 3, parcels 1, and land lot 636, District 1, Section 3, parcel 4. Application by Michelle McCauley, LaCroix Engineering. Ms. Williams?
Patrice Williams, Community Development Director. Ms. McCarley called earlier today, or she sent an email requesting that this item be withdrawn, and so we would request that we withdraw this item and no action be taken, and we will place it again as soon as possible.
So we would then, upon her request, just pull it and not take any action on it on Monday.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Williams. Madam Mayor, that's all that we have tonight under Planning and Development. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on then to Public Improvement and Beautification Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
We've got a couple of reappointments, and the first is to reappoint Mike Regaro to post one of the Keep Douglasville Beautiful Board for a 3-year term expiring December 31st of 2023.
Yes, good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Chelsea Jackson, 6695 Church Street. As Ms. Miller said, this person would like to be reappointed. There are no new individuals that would like to be reappointed to the board. He has served for several years, and he'll be reappointed to the new 3-year term. If you all remember, in November, we did change the terms from 2 years to 3 years for the KDB board.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Right quick, were there any, because there's 2 more, so I was just going to go ahead and ask, were there any other interest, rather, in the other post?
No, ma'am. There are no other current individuals that are interested in joining KDB. Most individuals that are interested, they're serving at the advisory capacity now that they have an advisory board.
Okay. Thank you. So then the next one would be to reappoint Ms. Monica Mosley to post 2 of the Keep Douglasville Beautiful Board, and that's also a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2023. And then item C would be to reappoint Ms. Amanda Renovo to post 3 of Keep Douglasville Beautiful Board for a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2023. And I think we're all pretty thankful to have these guys willing to continue serving. If there's no one else that would like to serve, is it okay if we put this on the consent agenda? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you so much, Madam Chairman. I will say that I'm really pleased with the Keep Douglasville Beautiful Board. They're doing an excellent job. And even during COVID, they're still, the community garden, I saw some of the collards are coming up in the cold weather. And they did, for Martin Luther King Day, they did a fence in the community. So they're doing an excellent job. We appreciate the volunteerism in the community. So that's a great board. We'll move on to Public Relations Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Howard Estes. You have anything,
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The PR Committee has no business this evening.
Okay, thank you so much, Councilman Estes. Our Public Safety Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Sam Davis.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
I have item A, and it's only one item this evening, is hold a public hearing to consider a request for the alcoholic beverage license for the on-premises sale and consumption of wine and malt beverage and spirit liquor at the following establishment: licensing Allure Lounge LLC, DBA Allure Lounge, location 7090 Concourse Parkway, Suite B. Proposed agent outlet manager Stephanie Harris. Crap fees have been paid into our finance department. Good evening, Ms. Harris. You're Ms. Harris?
Yes, Stephanie Harris, 790 Concourse Parkway, Suite B.
You may have to speak a little louder, Ms. Harris. I'm over 40 now.
Stephanie Harris, 790 Concourse Parkway, Suite B.
Thank you. How are you this afternoon?
I'm fine. How are you?
Ms. Harris, I know you all been there for a good while. How do you go about training?
We train our employees to look for the IDs for the photo against the ID, the date of birth, as well as any kind of signs of a fake ID, as far as ridges, bumps, and different edges.
Do you have a system in place for new employees?
Yes. We have a training handbook that we train all the employees.
Okay. Mayor, Madam Mayor?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. Good to see you. You're like me. We have a, tall people's issue. We have to bring the mic down. Chief Sparks, are we having any infractions or concerns about this area, this business?
No, we have none at all.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Anyone else? Mayor?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Harris, can you tell me your location there on Concourse? I'm drawing a blank where that is exactly.
It's directly, it's actually adjacent to Atlanta Buffet. It's in the same building, but it's a wall in between it. So, where Walmart is, Sam's?
Yes.
It's in front of that. Where Atlanta Buffet, right between Cracker Barrel.
Gotcha. Yes, ma'am. I understand where you are, and I remember. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have any other questions. Mr. Davis, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Mr. Estes?
No questions, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
T. Miller?
No questions or comments at this time, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, at this time, we will hold a public hearing. And the public hearing is the ones that want to speak against your license.
Thank you.
You got to stay up in there.
Okay, I am.
And 5 minutes for those who speak for your license. And at this time, we open the floor.
No takers.
Look like Madam Mayor, we see no takers.
No takers.
So we're going to close the public hearing, and if you come back on Monday, and we'll give you an answer, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming out. That's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on then to our next committee, which is Recreation, Culture, and Tourism Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight in Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you so much, Councilman Watts. Technology Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business at this time under the Technology Committee at this time.
Thank you so much,
I won't
Councilman.
speak-
Did
I
I
won't
say
speak together,
transportation or
this time.
technology?
Technology.
I'm only speaking for the Technology Committee for this time.
There you go, it's technology. It's two T's coming just like Titus or Timothy. Okay, number 16, Transportation Committee, chaired by Councilmember Dr. LaShun Danley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no items under Transportation Committee tonight.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Is there any other business to come before committees this evening from council members? Okay, not seeing any. As I said, the two council members that are joining us virtually, I will make certain that I give you this information, email it to you or scan it to you tomorrow about the vaccines for COVID-19, all those places where they're offered, and the criteria of how, who gets it first and all of that. So I pass that article out to the other council members. So I'll get that to you tomorrow. So we'll go on. Any other business from council members? Okay. Our updates from city staff, do we have any? Okay. Our city attorney, Mr. Joel Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Chief Assistant City Attorney, Ms. Susan Littlefield.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Our Chief of Police, it's good to see you, Chief Sparks.
Good to be seen.
I know that's right. You came back from the Chiefs Association how was that meeting?
It was nice. We had several good instructions classes down there, and so glad to be back. But we will be having a virtual town hall meeting coming up, and we'll be talking about our end of the year report, which
Yes, sir.
everybody can see that on our Facebook page, and we will be talking about the use of force, our use of force for this past year. So our town hall meeting, virtual town hall meeting is on, just 1 second here. I plan these things, and it will be February the 9th.
February 9th.
It's from 7 to 8.
Okay, and it's virtual. Can people?
It's virtual.
Okay, February 9th. 7 to 8.
7 to 8, and we're planning a unity in the community meeting, and that should be on the 20th of February. So we got some good things going over there at the police department.
Yes, sir.
For the community.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chief. And I know the newspaper has had me clutching my pearls a little bit on the front page, but whatever is happening, I know it's some crimes of opportunity, but you catch them.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. We appreciate that you're keeping us safe.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Chief Sparks. We continue to pray for you and all the officers that protect us in the city of Douglasville. Our Assistant City Manager, Ms. Chelsea Jackson.
Yes, good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I have nothing to add for tonight.
Oh, wow, you have opportunity to speak in the mic, the big mic, you don't have anything?
No, ma'am.
It's good to see you. Okay, do we have any staff reports?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Comments from citizens and delegates. If you sustain the meeting and you'd like to address us, please come forward to the microphone, give us your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes. You don't have anything? What? Just coming to look? Okay. All right, so we don't have any comments from citizens and delegates. If we don't have any other business, then this meeting is adjourned.